Okay, so hello guys, welcome back. So this is Python lesson 2. I made a lesson 1. You can watch it. You can get the link in the description. So in this session, I'm going to cover list indexing, negative indexing, slicing a list, and some basic functions you need for a list like adding an element, inserting, removing, counting, and sorting. So all these things. Okay, so let's begin. So this is Sublime Text as usual. So list. Okay, done. So we will take two lists. One is numeric list and second a string list containing strings. So A, B, C, and let's take one more, D. Okay, so these are our two lists. So let's check what's the output. Okay, so these are our two lists. Okay, well and good. We can good to go. Okay, so now we'll talk about nested list. So what is a nested list? Nested list is a list in list. Okay, so example, list 3 is equals to A. Okay, so and B. Okay, so these are two elements of this list, and what we'll do, comma, and here's another list which contains two more elements. Okay, C, and it contains also D. Okay, so this is a nested list in which a list is inside a list. CD containing list is inside this list 3. Okay, now we'll learn indexing. Okay, so indexing is basically knowing position of an element or knowing what element exists on that position. Okay, so then list 1, and we want to know what I need to tell you is list have the same thing as strings. I told you, like, first element we are talking about list 2. Okay, so A, B, C, and D. So it should count 1, 2, 3, 4. No, but same as string, it will count as 0, 1, 2, and 3. So if I command 1, B is coming. Okay, like this. So this is list indexing, and we take list 3 and I type the second, this means the third element. Okay, so this is printing C comma D. So this is a nested list. Okay, now we take the same as string. I print 0 to 1. Okay, it is printing only A. So this is same as strings. Like if I am typing 1, so it is taking 1 minus 1, 0 only. So it is printing the 0th position. Okay, A and B same. So now if I type 3, then their fourth element does not exist, so there is no element which has third position, but still it will print the whole list. Okay, we can also type -2, sorry, -2. Okay, so it is printing B in backward position. In from front only it takes 0, 1, 2. From backward it takes 1, 2. Okay, so this is -1, hold this element, and this is -2. Let's try. Okay, so C comma D, and what if I type 3? Okay, so it is printing A. So you have to remember, in backward it does not start with 0. Only when we are going from front it starts with 0. Okay, next is slicing. So slicing is like this, which I just told you. Like if we increase 2 3 more elements. Okay, so like this, and I type 3 is to okay, so it is printing D comma E. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 this element, and fourth this element, not the fifth element, fifth minus one, fourth element. Okay, okay, so next we can try negative. Okay, we just tried negative, like it is -4 and this. Okay, so F comma B. So what it is doing here, it is printing the list in the backward way, skipping 4 first element, 1 2 3 and fourth element. Okay, so F comma B, and if I type 2 F comma D comma B. Okay, F, then 1 2, then 1 and 2. Okay, so this was negative indexing and slicing a list. Okay, next is finding length of a list. For finding length, we type len list name, like list 2. So it has 6. There are 6 elements, 6. Okay, and list 3, 3 elements. Okay, good. Okay, so second is changing elements. So to change element, what we can do is we type list 2 the A. Okay, then B and C. We need to change C. So 0 1 2, the element in the second place should be equals to G. Okay, okay, G. And let's now print list 2. Let's try. Okay, so it is printing A B J D F. So what it is doing, list 2 second position C, it is replacing it with G and then printing the list, as simple as that. And we can also do with some part. Okay, like I type 0 to 2, A B and C, replace it with G. Okay, so G C D E F. Okay, so what it is doing, it is taking elements from 0th position to the second position and replacing them with G and then printing the list. Okay, okay, so what is next? Adding elements to the list. For adding elements, what we can do is we have two commands, append and then some position, and the other is list 2. Let's take 1 dot extend bracket equals to something. What we have to do is list 2 dot append. What we can add to list 2, we are adding x extend. Now we have to write, and we are adding t r, and we also want to add k. Okay, so let's try building it. Okay, so there is an error which says, okay, so for adding multiple elements we have to enter square brackets. So what it is doing, appending x element to A B C D E F. So x element is added at the last. Append adds only one element, remember this, add only one element. And extend adds multiple elements. This is the only and the basic difference between append and extend. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 trk. Okay, so this was adding elements to a list. So next thing is inserting elements. So this was adding elements, and next what we can do is inserting. List 3 dot insert. So what would be the syntax for inserting? Okay, so syntax is like in the brackets, first needs to be the position of the element. So position, and second is to be the element which we are inserting. Okay, in list 3 we have to insert Masterbiks, a string, to position after B. Okay, so after B it is 0 1 and on second place, so second comma Masterbiks. Okay, and printing list 3. Okay, so this is inserting. It inserted Masterbiks string on the second place of the list. You can see here. Okay, next thing is deleting elements. Deleting a particular set of elements from a list. Like we have to delete this cd nested list from list 3. So we'll type del list 3 and second position. Let's try. Okay, so there is some error. It has to be the square brackets. Okay, so it deleted the second element, del list 3. So you have to remember this. Okay, so there are 3 more methods. What are those methods? Remove, clear, clear and pop. So these also delete. Del is obviously deleting element from the list, but these also their function are same basically, but they are a little bit different. So let's try all these. We'll take list 2. Okay, so list 2 dot remove. So what remove do? Remove actually deletes the element which we are giving. Like I gave it task to remove the C. Okay, so it will remove the C. So A, B, D and E, F. Okay, and list 2. What does pop do? Pop actually deletes the element on a position. See, remove is deleting the element and pop is removing the element on that position. So in this list, okay, so pop, let's delete the fourth element. Okay, so no commas. Okay, let's try. Okay, so A, B, D, E. So what it is doing actually, we should print the list every time so we may know the changes. So first the list was A, B, D, E, F. It deleted the element C. Then the fourth element, which was 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it removed F. Okay. And the last is clearing. Clear actually empties the list, whole list. Let's try list 2. Okay, so this is emptying the list. Okay, so I hope you may have understood all the functions for a list. I'm going to teach you some basic more functions of list. Let's remove all this and stay ready with list 2. Okay, so as we for the strings, we also gonna count the number of elements in this list. Okay, list 2 and let's say type print 0. Why it is doing 0? Okay, so what it actually do, it counts the same like in last video we counted the number of O's. So here it is also gonna count the number of B in the list. So it is obviously 1. So let's make it 2. So 2. There are 2 B's in the list. So this was the basic functions you may know for a list. And tell me what you else need to know about Python. I am making lessons turn by turn, so you have to be patient for watching all my lessons. And don't worry, after 5-6 lessons I will start teaching making mini bots, mini games in Python, which are very useful. And I'll also begin teaching some important libraries. Like there are some very important libraries like pandas, tkinter, numpy, matplotlib. So these are very important libraries in Python which you need to know. So pandas is basically all about numbers. Tkinter is all about GUI like buttons and checkbox, making softwares, and NumPy is all about numbers. Matplotlib is all about graphs, and Selenium is WebDriver, which helps you initiate certain softwares. So I'll begin teaching these libraries after some lessons, some basic lessons you need to know, like loops, if loop, for loops, defining something, and after all those we'll surely begin this. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned.